conservation of biodiversity benefits greatly from sustainable tourism, which strikes an appropriate balance between the environmental, economic, and socio-cultural aspect of tourism development, while helping to produce revenue, employment, and the preservation of regional ecosystems. It makes an effort to have as little of an impact as possible on the environment and local culture. By doing this, sustainable tourism maximizes the benefits of tourism to biodiversity conservation, hence reducing poverty and achieving shared objectives for sustainable development. Important financial incentives are provided for habitat protection through sustainable tourism. The money made from visitor spending is frequently reinvested in programs to conserve the environment or enhance the capacity of local people to manage protected areas. In addition, with so many people traveling in the world each year, tourism may play a significant role in promoting awareness of biodiversity and protection and encouraging good behavior change. One example of sustainable tourism is the Six Senses Fiji Resort, which incorporates craftsmanship like furniture, artwork made by local islanders in addition to running entirely on solar power, recycling rainwater, and following a low-cost strategy.
Negative and social impact of tourism. There are significant harmful effects of tourism on the ecosystem. They include issues with trash and pollution, as well as the depletion of local natural resources. Overconsumption of natural resources due to tourism is a common problem in areas where there are already limited resources. Tourism significantly impacts local land use, which can result in social erosion, increased pollution, and the loss of natural habitats, and greater stress on endangered species. These consequences have the potential to gradually deplete the environmental resources that are essential to tourism. It might be challenging to recognize this harmful influence until it is too late in some circumstances. Another example of it are natural resource depletion. Natural resource depletion is a developing concern, particularly in areas where resources are already limited. Particularly, water is regarded as an important resource that is frequently wasted in the tourism industry. Example of it is overuse of water. Water is abused by visitors in hotels at several well-known tourist spots of magnificent swimming pools and luxurious wellness centers. Most vacationers typically use a lot more water for personal purposes than they do at home, which produces a lot of more wastewater and causes water shortages that harm the local population. Negative pollution. In the tourism sector, pollution can take many different forms, including increased pollution related to transportation and greater need for energy, solid waste as described above, and sewage, oil, chemical, and the last discussed noise and the light pollution. Next is the negative social impact. There are some unfavorable societal effects that have been noted. These mostly have to do with local communities' problems with tourists. This could emerge from the action of locals who object to tourists invading on their neighborhood. However, it happens more frequently that unruly behavior by tourist groups will lead to a conflict. Prostitution, illegal gambling, drug selling, and drug rape are just a few of the crimes that have an adverse social impact.
Ways to be sustainable. Utilize environmental resources as effectively as possible to support sustainable tourist development while preserving important environmental processes and promoting biodiversity and natural heritage preservation. Respect the sociocultural authenticity of the host communities, preserve their traditional values and build and live cultural assets, and advance intercultural tolerance. ensure long-term economic viability, equitable distribution of socioeconomic advantages to all stakeholders, while permanent job and income earning opportunities, social services for host communities, and a reduction in poverty.